Hi, and welcome to Jaime Magic. I'm Jaime Kalman Chipko, and I am a certified empowerment specialist. I have a private practice called Inspired Healing and Awareness, where I offer hypnotherapy, neurolinguistic programming, emotional freedom techniques, and customized coaching to help people in the areas of self empowerment and inner healing. And in the past few years, I have been specializing in pediatric hypnotherapy as well, and like a whole family wellness approach. And I am just really excited to be sharing this with you now in these videos. So, in today's video, I just want to touch on one of my core beliefs that I bring to my healing practice and the work that I do with adults and children and teenagers. And that core principle is that, healing and growth and empowerment, moving through challenges, transforming unwanted habits, healing that relationship with ourselves, and connecting more deeply with others, it's all an inside job. It's all an inside job. So, as parents, when I talk to parents and they say, how do I support my anxious child? And this might hit home for some of you because tomorrow might be the first day back to school, after a break. And it's hard. It's hard if your child is already anxious and then you put a big transition on top of them or in front of them. It just triggers those uncomfortable feelings. And as parents, we have this tendency to think that our job is to protect our kids from feeling uncomfortable, like our job is to help our kids be happy, or our job might be to make sure that our kids are happy. And it's a game changer when we look at that a little differently and say, well, what if my job as a parent is not to always make sure that my child is comfortable and happy? What if my job as a parent is to simply help my child learn how to manage their big feelings so that they can still do the things that they need and want to do, even when it's really hard? I think that that is a far more powerful goal than always keeping our kids happy. So even though I've got these great tools and techniques that I use in my own life and with my clients and with my own child, because I do have my own little girl, and she's like her mama, she gets anxious. She is very, very, very emotionally and physically sensitive. She has all kinds of fun sensory processing issues and attention and focus issues and is easily distracted, and she's wonderfully sensitive and creative, but sometimes not super organized. We have a lot in common. She comes by it naturally. And the thing that was remarkable to me was that I get to really do my inner work so that I can help her with her inner work. So, parenting is where the rubber meets the road, right? It's like where we bring all of our life experience and all the things that we've learned and all the things that we believe into this daily conversation with these little people who have sprung from our bodies miraculously, or who have been lent to us by the universe in some other magical way, like adoption or fostering, or, maybe you are a teacher, or, your caregiving situation is unique or different in some way. But, when we are in this position of, guiding our children through life, I think it's important to remember that, it's an inside job, meaning that you can't give what you don't have. So if you do have a child who is experiencing anxious feelings, or tends to get really worried about things, especially things that they can't control or that they can't anticipate or predict, this can be really triggering for us And what we want to do as the grown up in the situation who has, a more developed brain and emotional system, we want to remember that we are here to learn and to grow. And, we didn't learn and grow by always getting things right. And we definitely didn't grow by feeling comfortable and happy all the time. In fact, there's a reason why they call growing pains, right? They're typically not that comfortable. So I think just collectively, caregivers, I think we just need to make a little shift away from thinking that uncomfortable feelings are bad and need to be fixed or they need to not happen. Like anxiety is bad, right? Or feeling insecure is wrong, or being, you know, a certain way in terms of personality, like being shy, is bad, and oh, I can't have a shy child, right? Well, why not? Why not? What's wrong with being shy? Your child's not going to disappear into the woodwork and never have any friends and never go for goals just because they're introverted by nature in terms of how they feel comfortable socially or how much energy they get from the outside world. So I love the idea that, as parents, we start with ourselves. So if there is a behavior that your child is demonstrating or experiencing that is really causing you to feel like, oh my gosh, I got to get a handle on this. We got to fix this, this problem behavior. I just want to invite you to consider that ever so slightly differently. And here's what I mean. Go inside yourself for a minute, look at your own mind, look at your own thinking around this situation with your child. What is the behavior or the personality trait? What is it that you are reacting to in a way that feels like there's something wrong, right? And I just invite you to get really clear about what that is. And so, what is the unsolved problem in your household right now with your child? And then take a look at how that unsolved problem, maybe it's that your child is afraid to go to school tomorrow. Well, how is that behavior showing up? Like, how are they acting? What are they doing? What are they not doing? And just be observant of it and try not to judge it or criticize it. Just try to be, aware of it. And then for your own work, mom, dad, caregiver, you're going to want to look at how exactly is that unsolved problem triggering you? What thoughts and feelings is it conjuring up in you and in your body? How are you responding and reacting to the situation? And the reason that that is so important is because we're communicating all the time. We're communicating with our words, obviously, but it's not just our choice of words that matter here. It's the energy behind the words, because kids, your children especially, are going to feel your nonverbal communication more than they're going to actually be responsive to a lecture or to your great problem-solving idea that you want to communicate to them verbally. So the most important thing when any of us feel anxious is we want to know that we are safe. Okay? So one of the things that allows us to feel safe is to know that we can express ourselves and be safe doing that. So instead of like rushing to fix the problem, just be aware of how this situation is causing you to feel, how your child's behavior is affecting you or triggering you, and you be responsible for that. Okay, so you own that. And you might say, okay, well, when my child doesn't want to go to school, it makes me anxious because I don't know how to support them and I don't know how to get them there. And I don't want to make a bad problem worse. Okay, let's just say it's that. It's many things, obviously, right? Parenting is super layered, but for the purpose of time, let's like streamline it. So what I would recommend you do is just take a minute and like write down, okay, so my child feels anxious about going to school tomorrow. How does that make you feel? What are you worried about? And then I want you to imagine in your mind how you would prefer, if you could, how would you prefer to respond tomorrow morning? If your child pushes back on the idea of going to school and is acting out in ways that are really stressful for you, and you can see that it's getting difficult, how do you want to be in your body? Okay, so perhaps you want to be calm. Well, what's one way that you can be calm? I'll give you a hint. Breathing is a great way to be calm. The other thing that can help us be calm is to actually narrate what we're doing. So if your child tomorrow, and let's say that it's a little boy, is scared to go to school tomorrow morning, let's pretend it's tomorrow morning, and you see it, he's all wound up. Maybe he's not, maybe he's snapping at you, maybe he's, not getting out of bed, won't get dressed, won't eat, maybe his stomach hurts, maybe he's crying, you know, maybe he's asking you the same questions over and over again, and you just want to like break your own neck because you're so stressed. The first thing I would do if this were me, and by the way, this is me all the time because I'm in the trenches with you. I'm a mom too. I get it. And here's the thing. I can't give what I don't have. And as the wonderful Gandhi once said, be the change you wish to see in the world. So my little motto is, I want to be the change that I wish to see in my family, in my home, in my school, in my community. So one of the things that I'd like to see is more calm, more sense of acceptance, less judgment, more responsiveness and understanding rather than criticism and constant correction. I want to see more listening. I want to listen more to myself so I can listen to you, so to my child, to the people in my life better. I just want to see more compassion and curiosity rather than, people always imposing their will on each other. So that's the change that I am committed to creating in my own family, and parenting is a vehicle for me to express that. And so it starts with me. It's an inside job. So I have to look at the way that I react to my child's stress. So tomorrow morning, if let's say it's your son is stressed and acting out, the first thing you want to do is take a deep breath for yourself. So press pause. Just press pause. And even say to your child, say, honey, whoo, I can see that you are feeling some really big feelings about going to school today, and that is absolutely fine. I'm sorry because it's uncomfortable. I can see that you're really struggling. I love you so much, and I totally believe in you, but seeing you upset, oh my gosh, it makes me upset too. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to take a really deep breath right now. You don't have to, but boy, does it help me. So mama's going to take a big breath, or if it's a dad, say, I am just going to take a really deep breath so I can calm down, so I can talk to you and help you, okay? And now I'm going to smile because it makes my face feel happier. And it's really hard to be mad or scared or anxious when I'm smiling. So even if I don't feel like smiling, I'm going to smile. And I choose to relax. Okay, now I might come down to my child's level. I might bend down, kneel down, and I might say something like, I'm right here. I'm listening. What's happening in your body right now? What does it feel like right now? Or what are you thinking about right now? How can I help? And at that point, I need to shut up and listen. Okay? Now, you might be like, I've heard it before. I don't need to listen. But actually, it's more about your energy of holding the space for your child and them knowing that it's okay, that they're having an uncomfortable, struggling feeling, or a bunch of them, and to know that it's okay. So when they share with you what it is, maybe your child says, I'm scared. I'm scared to go to school. I don't feel safe. Or I'm scared. I don't want something to happen to you when I'm at school. Or I just really love being at home and I don't want to go. I would say, yeah, I really get that. I like being home with you too. And I like knowing that you're safe. So I really get that. And I feel that way too. And I want you to know that, anxiety and big feelings and worry, these things are really, really, really common and they're okay. It's okay. It feels terrible, but it's okay. And did you know that you can be scared and safe at the same time? Did you know that you can be worried and capable at the same time? You can be totally doubting yourself and actually be prepared and safe and totally capable. Sometimes how we feel isn't really a fact. It's not really the whole story, but I'm really glad that you can feel your feelings and tell me about them. That's awesome. So even though this morning might be tough, you only have to be brave for 9 seconds at a time, okay? And you get to start over anytime. And the truth is, I absolutely believe in you. I know you can do this. And the reason I know this is because I know that you can do hard things. So all I want you to do right now is breathe. Just breathe with me. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Just breathe with me. Don't worry about anything else. Now, your child might not want to breathe with you. It's funny how the minute we become triggered, the last thing we want to do is breathe. And yet it's the fastest way to calm down. So what you might do is say, okay, I want to play a little game with you. Okay, because I know that you're feeling a lot of stress in your body. So here's what we're going to do. I don't want to change the way you're feeling, but I want you to feel good. And I know it's hard to feel good when we have anxious feelings in our body. So can I help you turn down the volume on this worry voice that sounds really loud right now? Would that be okay? And it's okay if you go to school still feeling worried because, we can feel worried all the time and still do what we need to do. The worry doesn't get to say what you get to do, but I'd love to help you turn it down. So I am going to take a deep breath, and I would love it if you mirror me, if you do what I'm doing, but you don't have to, okay? But I am going to take a deep breath in, and I'm going to count to 3. So maybe you could count for me. And now I'm going to blow out 3 candles on this birthday cake. Do you want to blow out the candles? And then have them breathe in and then have them blow out the candles. That is one way to calm down. I'm going to be sharing different ways that we can help our children calm down and help them move forward with whatever it is that they're feeling anxious about. And I also want to help you be able to manage your own big feelings if they can't push through. When it doesn't work, when things just fall apart, when all the wheels fall off the car, that is okay. Bad feelings don't really exist. Just feelings that are uncomfortable and sometimes feel unmanageable or out of control. And remember, your job is not to make sure that your child never has uncomfortable feelings. Your job is to help them know that they have the ability to handle difficult situations and uncomfortable emotions. And one of the greatest ways for them to learn is by watching you. So, good luck. Tomorrow, take deep breaths. Tell them what you're doing. Express your feelings and say, even though I feel nervous for you because I see that you're struggling, I also trust that you're okay. And I'm just going to breathe because it helps me feel more confident and more centered. Breathing out. What do we have to do next? Do we have to put shoes on? Do we have to brush teeth? Let's do it together this morning. That'll be fun. Okay? So have a wonderful day tomorrow. You've got this. And for more videos, please visit Jaime Magic. I can't wait to help you out. And if you subscribe to the channel or if you press the like button, if you actually liked it, that would be so awesome because then you're going to help other parents and kids find these videos so we can help them out too. So I look forward to reading any comments that you want to post and any ideas you have for future episodes. I really want to meet your needs. So let me know how I can better do that. Again, this is Jaime Kalman Chipko with Inspired Healing and Awareness, and you are watching Jaime Magic. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.